Okay, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the channel. So if you're new to this channel, you can watch this playlist. I'm restoring partially restoring. I'm not doing a full restoration because that would be kind of factory, and I've done a lot of aftermarket stuff on this bike. But anyway, that's the gist of this channel so far, is doing the restoration of this 76 shovel FLH. And today we're going to be working on the starter. I was going to do the clutch today, but I actually just had a chance to pull the primary chain out of the oil, so that's dripping right now, getting all the oil off of it. So I want to get as much oil as I can off of it. I just kind of threw it in there because it's been sitting out in the open here for probably since October. So I just wanted to get some oil in it before I put it in the bike. So today we're going to be working on the starter. I'm rebuilding that. I didn't need new brushes in it, but we're going to be cleaning the armature off and putting the brushes back in. And I'll show you an easy way to put the brushes back in on one of these Prestolite starters. Okay, so I got the new part in, which was the brush holders, because I broke the original one that was here. I don't know how old this is, but it's pretty brittle, and trying to get the brushes in there, I broke it. So I got a new one, and this is, where's the box? Right here. This is a V-Twin part number 32-0301 Prestolite starter brush holder for those that are interested, if you ever want to get one of these. The brushes looked fine on this, so I didn't really see the point in changing them. So we're going to, I did 3 of the brushes so far, but I saved the 4th one to do on the video. So right now we got to clean this armature. And I don't recommend wearing gloves when you put the brushes in, and I'll show you why. Because you kind of get your fingers caught in the brushes there with the springs, and it's just a pain. It's easy to do it without gloves, but we're going to be using some polish on this armature. And yes, I do have some Jack Daniels. So these cups here, I probably have 30 of these cups. These came from Laconia Bike Week. Over the years we've been to them, they kept giving them to us every time we got a drink. So I generally don't drink if I'm working on the bike, but I figured it's okay, I guess. That's if I don't start losing stuff here. Okay, so we get the spring, we got the washer. So here is the armature. We're going to do a little bit of testing on it too. We're going to make sure all these contacts should have a continuity test. So no matter where you touch on here, you should get a reading. So we're going to clean the armature off first. And if I have to get some the quad zero steel wool, we'll do that, but might not have to. It looks like it's coming pretty clean on its own. I do like this Never Dull. If you haven't never had Never Dull, it's a pretty good product. Now, we used to use this in the Navy. Well, we had big jugs of it like this to clean brass, and it works awesome. I mean, Never Dull's been around a long time. I don't know about Eagle One who made it, but Never Dull itself has been out for a long time. So let me get a little steel wool on this. Shine this up a little bit. I've already cleaned the brushes off in the inside of the starter motor, but I wanted to wait to do this part on camera. But this year, I don't think we're going to Laconia this year. I think we're kind of done with bike weeks. They're pretty much all the same, no matter where you go. I don't really see much difference in most of them, but I have so much to do, so much work to do on the property this summer that I don't think we're gonna have time to go up there. We used to go up for the 9 days. You know, we've been going up there for probably, the last time we went was in 2023 for the 100th anniversary. We've probably been going up there every year since 99 or 2000, I forget. But We stayed in the same bread breakfast for probably 20 years and went through 4 owners of that place. You know, it got to a point where when we were getting ready to leave Bike Week, I just reserved the same room. So we had the same room every year. And it was a good place because I could bring the trailer up. There was plenty of places to park the trailer. When we first started going to it, everybody at that bed and breakfast stayed at Bike Week. And over the years, less and less people stayed there. It was really cool when we first started staying there because everybody was just into it. In fact, when we went in 2023, I think they had 15 rooms at that place. We were the only one there for Bike Week. So it was kind of a disappointment. Laconia has actually turned into a kind of a disappointment over the years. One of our favorite spots actually closed down, a place we used to hang out all the time. So I can't imagine us going back to Bike Week at all up there. Okay, so let me get some contact cleaner. So this is WD-40 contact cleaner for electronics quick drying. So we'll just give this a spray here. You don't need to wipe this off. So we got that's done. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, this is what's called the Prestolite starter. Now Prestolite is the company that makes it. This is a 4-brush starter. Triumphs, I believe, use a 2-brush. It's basically the same, except the same setup. They actually have 4 holders, but there's only actually 2 brushes in there. So what we're going to do is every one of these you should have a continuity test. And this will determine if we have a dead spot. If we go back and forth and we get one that doesn't read, then we know it's a dead spot. We're going to have to replace the armature. So I'm going to mark this like right here so I know what's what. And I'll probably speed this up because it's going to take a little bit. So we want to go okay, so we got continuity with everything. So I know this armature is going to be good. So let's put this last brush in, and then we can mount this and then get this in the bike. So I used to get a different type of contact cleaner, but I saw this at Lowe's, so I figured I'd try it. It's the same thing, basically for electronics is what it's for. So we'll take that off. So before I do the starter, once we get this all assembled, I'll show you some of the new things that got done on the bike. Okay, so on this starter you have 4 brushes. These are the brush holders, and then inside each brush holder there is a spring. So you've got to find a way to keep this brush inside here because the armature comes up through this and all those brushes ride on this. Now there's actually 2 points on here, so if you do this you got to make sure that this thing is, when you're all done actually, is snapped down into this groove. Now there's 2 points on here. There's this point here, which is the actual place where you line it up, but there's also one over here. So don't make the mistake of lining up this one. You want to line up this one that has like the little cutout, because if you try to use this one, the brushes will go in, but you won't be able to get the threaded rods through that. So this is how I do it. And there's different ways. I've done it different ways. I'm using safety wire right now to hold the brushes in. You can use, well actually let me get one. You can use a real thin wire wrap, but I found out that these don't actually push it in. It pushes it in, but you still have to work to get the armature in. If you look at this, these brushes are almost flush with the end of the armature. So the armature should go right up, and then you just snip the wire. So we'll do this one. So we want to get the spring in there. And then you have this little, I don't know if you can see it, but let me put it up. You have this little notch, little bump that has to go in the center of the spring. So you can take it if you want and do this. I find it easier to put the spring in first, because this way, if you lose it, it's going to go flying. So we get that in. I'm not worried about lining this up yet. Once I get this brush secured, then I'll line it up. I'm going to put it in the vise after this, and I'll show you why I do that. So now we just take this piece of safety wire and run it around the front of the brush like that. Just kind of give it an initial twist, and then you want to twist it like that. So now all 4 brushes are secured. We can take this and fit this in this groove. So there's a groove here. I don't know if you can see it. There's a lip right here. You want this to sit in the lip. So this is all in there. So now what we're going to do, we're going to move over to the vise right now, and I'll show you why. Okay, so we're over here at the vise, and I just want to set this up here, make sure that's in the groove there, and then we're going to feed this through the bottom, and then we're going to put the top part on. So this is notched. There's a notch in here, so if you put this on, and we're going to push this up a little bit so the brushes go up, and then we can spin this until it hits that groove. It's not up far enough. There we go. So the brush is hitting it. All right, so it's locked into that groove right there. I want to make sure this is down. There we go. So at this point, you can clip this to make sure the brushes are going to sit right. And then we just clip these wires. Now, once you're doing this, you can't pull this back out, or you're going to have to redo all the wires again. But I want to make sure that these wires are sitting where they're supposed to be. It's one of my dogs. All right, so we pull that out, and then we can line this up. So now that's all in the groove right there, and all the brushes are hitting it. So now we have to take this. We have a spacer there, and then this is also notched. If you look at this part here, it's got 2 lines. You want to line that up with the power, and that sits in there like that. So I'm going to put a little bit of grease on this. So we want a little bit of grease on this bushing that's in there, and we are going to bench test this in a minute. Okay, so tightening these bolts up actually close that cover right up. So we got to take these off, of course, to go in the bike. So let me go get a battery, and we're going to bench test this to make sure. All right, so it's working. Good deal. All right, let's go over to the bike. We can get this in the bike. That way I don't have to keep worrying about whether it's going to come apart or not if I take the bolts out. Okay, so before we get the starter in, let me show you some of the new stuff. I had to buy a whole new saddlebag guard setup. I was putting the old one on, and this piece here snapped right in half. Now you can get that piece for like 50 bucks, but it was cheaper just to spend the 130 and buy the whole thing. I got all the hardware with it. There's no rust on it. Working fine. Got the coil hooked up, got the cover on that. Got a new kickstand and spring because the other one was rusted. So we got that going. I don't think there's anything up front. I'm still trying to work on this brake line. We got all this mounted to get the front crash guard mounted. So I'm trying to work on this brake line. This is a new one that I ordered, and it doesn't fit the contour of that at all. So there's something going on here that I'm not quite right with. Either that or I'm going to have to get a tool to bend that without breaking it. I got the new points of condenser in. That's hooked up. Got the voltage regulator, starter relay, hooked up. That's all set. So we're getting close. We're getting close to getting this thing started up for the first time. So let's get the starter mounted, and we'll go from there. Okay, unfortunately, there's no easy way to get this camera to where it's not in my way, which kind of sucks. Alright, so hopefully the cover is not going to come off now that we're going to take these. I don't think it will, because it had to be kind of pressed on with these bolts, but we're going to find out, I guess. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to have to take this mount off here. I forgot about that. So the one of the screws on the starter goes, the back of it goes through this, kind of supports the starter. Okay, so there you have it. Starter's in. We know it works. Everything's been tested on here. We got the mounts in here. This I still have to adjust a little bit. It's still, even though I've moved this back as far as I can, it still seems like it's too far forward for some reason. I don't know why, but we'll check that out. Let's go over the other side, and we're going to turn the jack shaft to make sure that it's actually engaging on this starter. So I was going to hook up the battery. I took the copper, the brass washer off, but if we do this, yeah, I could feel it. You can hear the starter turning, so it's engaged with that, which is good. Try it a little bit more. I don't know if you can hear that or not, but that you can hear the gear and the starter turning. So we're good with that. I'm going to put this washer back so we don't lose it. Okay, that's going to do it for this video. Moving right along, I don't think it's going to be too long before we're going to be able to start this motor. I'm thinking we're in the middle of May now. I'm thinking probably the first week in June. We just got to put the clutch back in, button up the primary. I'm not going to put any oil in it until I'm ready to start it, because I don't want it to somehow sump to the bottom of the motor if it's going to take a week to do it. But everything seems to be in place now. Everything's going pretty well, I should say, except that rear brake line. I don't know what's going on with that. I'll have to figure out something with that, or just use the old one that was there. So anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.